Dear colleagues, welcome to this session of how to apply Live with Intent as a coach. We're excited that as an application coach of Live with Intent, you're also concerned how to apply this material, how to apply this powerful process within an organization. So I think, Justin, before you know it, right, as you work with our materials, our friends, our colleagues, the practitioners, our tribe, they will be in situations like we have been numerous of times, that they'll be faced with organizations, with teams, and they'll be in situations where they'll ask themselves, well, how do I start this whole thing in an organization, in a company? So, you'll be honored with introducing our materials in an organization, in a team. What do you do in a team when you start this? You actually create a good welcome. Creating a good welcome is really the first strong step that you make as a coach. Example out of real life for us, we worked in Latin America across 5 countries in the Latin America Executive Forum, and that for us was a key signature program where we applied everything that we're teaching today in the next series to you. And it was, to me, the way we orchestrated it with welcome, fade in, context, and really building trust with the individual participants, that to me was key in actually being able to really effectively coach. So we want to help you understand or get you interested into putting energy into the welcome, into the first few steps with that team, with that client.
And I think the principle is learning is a process, not an event. So the reason, Thomas, that welcome, that starting point in LATAM 5 was so successful is because of the overall principle of a process. Just like with you joining our tribe, welcome, by the way. This isn't a one-time event where you buy something from us and we say goodbye. We really look at building a community together with you. We look at your learning pathway as a coach. We're interested in helping you through the entire process of where does Live with Intent fit for the people that you work with? How do you set up a long-term relationship and experience with those you coach? We want to have that same thing with you.
Really, what was key for us was that we were interested to know what was in it for them. So get to know your client well, study your client, ask questions, build a relationship of trust, go deep right at the beginning to understand, where is this leverage point where this material could make the biggest difference for each individual.
And we want to know about you. So if we haven't had the opportunity to really connect with you and get to know you as authors, we're interested. That's our invitation to say, help us get to know you. Help us to get to know what you expect, what you need from us. And we'll do our best to support you.
So what's the approach that you would take as you do that with a client? The first one is you explain the big picture. Now, this is something that I always look forward to. To me, Justin, you're splendid at that. It's always great to work with colleagues, right? So, hey, make sure you have a circle of colleagues that you're working with. I can only recommend that. Because for me, it's so refreshing that when we are with clients, right, and it comes to big picture, that's really your strength, right? To me, when you explain the big picture, it's as if we've never discussed it before, right? It's as if we're explaining it for the first time. And really be careful that you don't fall into the trap of, just saying it quickly, just going through it because you've heard it already 50 times. No. Explain the big picture as if it was the first time you ever see it right now. And as those elements come together, your client will be able to understand the pathway and the next steps that they're going to go through with you. So I've seen, as you've taken time, and as we in our practice with our clients have taken time to say, let's explain the big picture. Why are we working with the learning journal? What's going to happen in the one-on-one coachings? When are we going to have a follow-up? What about the diagnosis, right? All these different elements. It's almost like you're taken by the hand and you walk through the pathway and really explain it. And it's nice that to me it's always wonderful the kind of connections that are then happening with the clients and the new questions that are coming and the participants that are forming a group, right? That they already have the first questions. If you don't do that, people don't start the right way. They don't hit the ground running, as we say.
Yeah. So where are you in your big picture? Well, you've completed the Live with Intent learning pathway yourself as a participant and received all the letters, written and received all the protocols, sent all the protocols. You've, I guess, obviously had a great experience with us because now you want to coach with us. And now you're just starting down the pathway of learning and certifying to become a coach as part of our tribe. And these videos are meant to help you from the coach's perspective to get insights and tips that we've learned along our coaching journey.
And it is as you do that, as you go deep in understanding what is the perspective of the client, as you go deep in really understanding where are their leverage points, you are building trust. And you will need that trust because as you do your job as a coach well, you will be at situations where you will irritate the client a little bit, where you'll support and push the client a little bit. That you can only do as you have a strong relationship of trust. So invest into the trust and into the relationship at the beginning, at the welcoming phase. So we cannot overstress how important that is. We've always said, working with our colleagues like yourselves, that's like friendship model, right? Our industry is friendship model. We're really working amongst friends. It's almost similar with our coaching clients. There is almost a small friendship trust extended to us to go to this, you may want to call it holy ground, of really helping them in their personal challenges of effectiveness. So build that trust. Don't take it for granted. Do something yourself right at the beginning as you welcome the participants in that. And I really like that principle that encompasses our welcoming unit today is make it a process, not a one-time event. It's not one phone call. It's not one fade-in phone call. It really is a process. Make sure that team, that organization, or the individual that you're getting into the learning pathway, you do this process well, and you build a strong relationship of trust.
And Thomas, as we like to say, your first intervention is the welcome. So this is our welcome to our new tribe members, our first intervention, so to speak. Is there anything we want to do, need to do, should do to help our new coaches feel how much we are interested in them, care about them, want to have a mutual relationship of trust with them? What do we need to do before we end?
Well, what we specifically designed is the program of really taking care and really being together and building and maintaining the relationship to our practitioners. So when we come together and celebrate, our tribe, and also that we exchange information, also that we invite you to always give us feedback on materials. So we have a number of processes, like the feedback process on the myths, on the newest trends, like, after every chapter, you have a feedback way to actually feedback and back to us authors, making sure that we are always on top of any new developments, any needs that are arising from your side. So we are welcoming you to our tribe, but for us, this is not just hello, you're welcome, check the box. That's a process to us. And our commitment, Justin and my commitment, is that we will be in a deep dialogue with you, meaning we want to have feedback on your experience. We want to see where you see that there's new trends and new myths in the content part of our work. And we promise that we're going to look at that, what you send us, and that we will be in a dialogue with you, and that we'll take that serious in order to make sure we continually evolve our material, because we feel that also the quality of our material is also not just a one-time event, it's a process as well. And we're excited to then have you to have you today part of our tribe to do so.
And Thomas, maybe I need to say one thing about feedback. So Thomas is German. And he loves all kinds of feedback. You can shoot straight with him. And if you would be so kind to send any negative feedback to him, because he can handle it, and all the fun and positive and great stuff, I'm American, I love it, send it my way.
So since your first intervention is the welcome, make sure you find a good intervention to Justin's invitation. So have good fun and have impact in making your welcome an intervention for your client to create value.
Welcome to the tribe.